God's promise to Abraham. Hello, my friend. I'm glad you're here. Tonight, we continue the story of what happened after the tower, after people tried to make a name for themselves by building something tall enough to touch the sky. This is a story about a promise, a very big promise, given to one man, a promise that would grow and grow, and one day bless the whole world. So take a deep breath, in through your nose and out through your mouth. Now, let's begin. After the Tower of Babel, people spread across the earth. They walked in different directions. They spoke in different languages. Words sounded strange to new ears. Families grew into tribes. Tribes became nations. New towns rose and new fields were planted. People built homes from stone and wood. They planted seeds and waited for rain. They raised children and watched them grow. Life went on. But once again, many people forgot about God. They followed their own ways, and they trusted their own strength. They bowed to statues made of stone and wood. And little by little, the world drifted further away from the one who made it. But God had not forgotten, not for a moment. He had a plan, a loving plan, a patient plan, a plan to bring people back to himself. And that plan would begin with one man. That man's name was Abram. Abram lived in a place called Ur, a busy city filled with noise and crowds and many people who worshipped many different gods. But the one true God spoke to Abram. "Go," God said. "Leave your country, leave your people, leave your father's house. Go to the land I will show you." God did not tell Abram where the land was, nor did he draw him a map. He did not explain every step of the journey. He simply asked Abram to trust him. And Abram did. Abram packed his belongings. He folded tents, gathered supplies, and called his family together. And then he began to walk. Day after day he would walk, one foot in front of the other, just walking. The road was long, the land was wide, the future was unknown. Abram did not know where the road would end, but he knew who he was walking with, and that was enough. Then God made Abram a promise. "I will make you into a great nation," God said. "I will bless you. I will make your name great. And through you, all the families of the earth will be blessed." It was a beautiful promise, a surprising promise, and a very big promise. But there was just one problem. Abram and his wife Sarai had no children, and they were already very old. And to top it all, God went silent. 1 year passed, then another still. The tent stayed quiet. The promise stayed big. Sometimes waiting is the hardest part of trusting. But then, one night, God took Abram outside. "Look up," he said. Abram lifted his eyes to the sky. The night was dark, and the stars were bright. so many stars, more than he could count. So shall your offspring be, God said, as many as the stars in the sky. Abram listened, and the Bible tells us something very important. Abram believed God, even when he did not understand how, even when the promise felt far away, even when it seemed impossible. He simply trusted. God made a special covenant with Abram, a promise that would never be broken. He gave Abram a new name, Abraham, which means father of many nations, and Sarai received a new name too, Sarah, a name fit for a mother of nations. God gave them a sign of his promise, a reminder that they belonged to him. And still they waited. But God was working quietly, faithfully. His promises are never late, never forgotten, never broken. This was only the beginning. From Abraham's family, a great nation would grow. From that nation, God would continue his plan. And one day, through that promise, a Savior would come. So remember this, my friend. God keeps his promises, even when they take time. God sees the bigger story, even when we cannot. And sometimes, all he asks us to do is trust him one step at a time. And now you know the true story. We will continue with this story next time, when God delivers on his promise. So sleep peacefully until our next story.